The Illicit Tobacco Report launched today in Port Moresby is that third report since the initial report back in 2019. Global research from FTI Consulting at the request of the government conducted the first study in 2019, followed by the second study in 2021, and this is their third update report. In their 2023 report, FTI update that illicit tobacco in Papua New Guinea study estimates of the size of the tobacco market and its proportion.
Leading into that first report in 2018, we knew that government revenues were right down. They were losing close to 800-900 million kina in revenue to illicit cigarettes. The marketplace, you would walk in, the illegal cigarette should be at that time selling about 1 kina 20, and there were many cigarettes selling for 50 toya.
The report was peer-reviewed by National Research Institute, focusing on research methodology, analysis and results. The NRI's commitments have strengthened the clarity and quality of the report findings, conclusions and recommendations. MCPNG is proud to launch the report and will focus on the most important findings, which are the levels of illicit tobacco in Papua New Guinea.
As a result of that study, the former Treasurer introduced this, what we call the Tier 2, which meant that 50% of your production of a Tier 1 cigarette was eligible to compete in Tier 2, and it allowed manufacturers to create another brand to compete with illicit trade.
They engaged PNG Customs and PNG Treasury with support from senior departmental officials.
40% of the market was illicit. We put in efforts to address illicit, and that effort, one of it was to introduce policy, introduce tobacco that would be priced at the illicit price point.
The Treasurer and the Department of Treasury for introducing Tier 2 system in 2019, which allowed legitimate companies to compete against who were importing and selling illicit cigarettes.
We had a lot of tobacco that was selling at 50 toya price point, all the different illicit non-tax-paid products. So when we introduced the policy, we taxed the Tier 2 product at the close to the illicit price point.